Hi, my name is Charlie McGrath. I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. Multiple years of the government spending your money in order to feign recovery, in order to convince you that we're on the right path, as long as we keep giving banks more and more money for nothing, and as long as we keep throwing this nation $1 trillion+ every year further into debt, we're going to grow out of it and we're going to end up on the right path to sustainable economic growth. Look, it ain't going to happen. It hasn't happened. It's not going to happen. The only thing that's going to happen is the paper, the cover is going to get pulled off this lie of recovery, and it's going to happen soon. You know, you take a look at David Marotta, a Wall Street advisor who recently told some of his clients, if you're worried about the coming economic collapse, buy a gun. And he was serious. He also told some of his clients just recently that the 6.7% unemployment number and the 7.5% or 7.5 score on the misery index are complete and utter lies. This is somebody mainstream that is pointing out the fact that the government manipulates these unemployment numbers, and it's real simple to do. You have a pool of people. You want to make that unemployment number go down? All you have to do is reduce the number of people you consider to be in that pool. Take a pie, take a few wedges out, all of a sudden your percentages fall and you show an improvement in the unemployment situation. You take a look at the misery index, 7.54. This misery index is a combination of the unemployment rate, which we know is a lie, and an inflation rate of 1.24% that we know is a lie. If we use metrics as we've used in the past, instead of a 7.54 misery index, we'd end up with a misery index closer to 15, a 40-year high on that misery index. We don't have to take David's word for it. We don't have to take my word for it, anybody else's. The retail sector in this country is coming to a grinding halt. And when it does stop, when it does slow down to the point of choking out, we will see an implosion in this country. There's absolutely no way around it. Even with paper trading on Wall Street, even with the government building out the security industrial complex, we still have an economy that is 70% based on you going out there and purchasing goods, in a lot of cases stuff you don't need, in order to keep the game going. And in fact, between November and December, that's when most stores in this country leave the red and go into the black. And that is why they call it Black Friday. 20 to 40% of their sales is achieved in this 2-month period. Now, this year, 2013, November to December, we saw a 50% decline in the number of people who went into these brick and mortar stores in order to make purchases. They are spending less money because they have less money. They have less money because the recovery has not landed on their front doorstep. We are a 70% consumer-driven economy. We have a real retail sector that if it is not consistently expanding, it is contracting. And if it's contracting, it is dying. And when it fully leaves this earth, it will also leave this economy in nothing but tatters. We have Macy's, JCPenney, Sears, Radio Shack, the list goes on and on and on, announcing store closures, announcing thousands and thousands of people that are going to be cut loose. These are people that we need in this economy to have a consumer-based economy. Over the last several years, we've seen extraordinary amount of effort and money be pumped into saving this economy. Trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars. In fact, if we would have taken this money and used it for we the people, literally, if you're sitting there listening to this and you have a mortgage, we could have paid it off. If you have an auto loan, we could have paid that off too. And if you had the average amount of student loan debt, guess what? We could have paid that off too, but we didn't. We took that money, we gave it to the same people who engineered the collapse in the first place, and they have become more wealthy. In fact, since 2009, 90% of the wealth that has been created in this recovery, printing money we don't have, stealing from your future, 90% of that wealth went into the top 5% coffers. The bottom 90%, us, we the people, lost money. The planet is under siege from these elite banksters who have no desire to change anything whatsoever other than to give themselves more power, not just over finances, but global governance in general. In fact, we have the Davos meeting coming up this weekend, or this week, the World Economic Forum. Klaus Schwab, the founder of the WEF, said that it is time to reset the global economy. But you need to understand something. When this technocrat power elite, when this individual who has no desire to benefit the people of his country or this world any more than making them his complete and total debt slave, when he says it's time to set the reset button on this economy. He means it, but not in the way you might be thinking. There's no jubilee coming. It is going to be a full court press by these power elite technocratic bankers and their stooge puppets in the capitals around this world to give corporate financial global governance over into the hands of these technocrat bankers so that they can truly run roughshod over this planet. They're using debt. They're using debt that doesn't exist. They're creating it out of thin air and using as a terrorist weapon against you. It's time to wake up and see where we're at and be prepared for what's coming in 2014 because it's not going to be pretty on the economic front. And of course, that's going to lead to a situation that becomes more and more ugly on the social, the political, and the civil front. Pay attention, stay awake, wake up, spread this video. Thanks for watching. That's all I got.